What is it you're holding?
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. In the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. My love, you say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. I don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side. My love, you say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
If it's worth showing off,
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Contest of Speed for the AM3 Championship. We are here tonight in Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya for the Spanish Grand Prix. I am Red Devil, and I'm joined by Fragley. Hey, Fragley, how you doing?
I'm doing good tonight. Excited for the race. Spain's always a fun track to race on, so excited to see what these drivers can put up today.
Yeah, for sure. We might have a close grid tonight as well. Unfortunately, a lot of declines, but we still, move forward and yeah, go what we have. So yeah, 14 drivers, not too bad. But yeah, it should be a close qualifying though, and it looks like it's raining. So similar to EU3, looks like we have a white qualifying in store for us.
I had a feeling it was going to be rain somewhere during this weekend for these drivers, during whether it was in the quali or during the race. So excited to see what everybody can put up in the rain because I feel like that's always a toss up in the air of who's going to be putting up the fastest times, who's going to make the biggest mistake and maybe DNF a car because it's just wet and hard to control your car. So it'll be interesting to see what some of these drivers are able to do.
Yeah, it definitely throws different dynamics into the picture for sure. Let's see what the weather's looking like here in qualifying. So, looks like there's light rain for about 10 minutes, and then after 15 minutes, it's going to be clear. So, it says about 4% chance of rain. So, hopefully that means we don't get rain after 10 minutes and we get a few dry laps at the end. So it could be, the last man crossing the line will actually get pole position.
Yeah, I mean, if it's going to be dried up by the end of this race, maybe some drivers go out and just put up a time and see where they're able to go, and then hopefully just wait for the rain to stop because if they're going to have any sort of dry laps, it's going to be a fight to the finish.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see here. Sweens is the first driver out on track, I believe. Let me actually pull up the track map and let's see if one of our new timing things work or not. So we'll have this up for Sweens. Let's see if that works. Going through Spain here. 14 turns, I believe, two DRS zones. Obviously, DRS is off on the first lap. So yeah, hopefully these drivers can keep it together as we go on board with Sweens on their hot lap. Let's see here. Let's look at our halo to see what their ERS deployment looks like. I don't believe they have some of their telemetry enabled. So, well, we go what we can see. Third gear going into turn four. Little bit of loose there, but not too bad. Takes a wide line as opposed to a short run. Down to fourth, a little bit wide, misses the apex. Going up into turn 5 or 6, not too sure. Locking up the rears, but taking a good exit, does not invalidate, was very close. Going up into turn 7, misses the apex again, but keeps the car together. Going up into turn 9, going down to gear 5, short chip up to 6, 7. Going up into turns 10 and 11. A wide line, good exit out of that corner, but pretty wide into turn 12, or sorry, 11, I think. Going up into 6th gear through the final corner. No DRS, so coming across the line, it is a 123.7 for provisional pole here.
That was a pretty quick time, but right behind him we've got Scary Terry about to finish his lap, and he puts up a 125.2. So 2 seconds, or about a second under Sween, so definitely got some time to make up there.
Yeah, for sure. As we look at ASAP Logi coming out of the final corner, sets in a 123 at 24.9 actually. We'll probably remove this timing and go back to our original format of lap data. As we see here, Gustavo about to cross the line. ASAP Loggy's teammate, 127.4 for him. Cross Demon, I think, is next across the line, but 125.8 takes him up to P4.
Looks like we have the two pit cars about to put up a time with Sue Arousal taking that last turn, and coming in with pole position at a 123.3 at the current moment. So fastest time so far on the track for Sue Arousal.
Next across the line will be D. Williams of McCrib. Across the final corner. About to cross the line. It's a 126.5, P7 on the grid.
I think we got a lot of these drivers coming into these final little corners right here with the Ferrari, with Whit J going into P4 with a 125.8.
Next driver to cross the line without a time is going to be Katya, who's looked really impressive since joining Contest to Speed. Let's see what their time is going to be. Can they match Surazzle for that pole position? Coming through the final corner, about to cross the line, and it's a 126.8 for P9. Bro, what's with the damn rain?
Yeah, you can definitely tell the rain is starting to affect some of these drivers out here, I think, with such a big gap between those first 3 seconds. So I think the rain has thrown some of these drivers off. But like we said, hopefully maybe by the end of this, we may not know. We may not have any rain. So these times may improve.
Yeah, for sure. As we take a look at ASAP Loggy here, a 10th up on their first sector. As we look at the fastest lap, or the fastest sectors of the session so far, Sweens has the first sector, or the best first sector. Surazzle getting the best in sector 2 and 3, which has enabled him to go about half a second quicker than Sweens at the moment. So as we take a look at ASAP Loggy, I forgot what I didn't see what his middle sector was, but coming across the line, across the final corner here, about to cross the line, and it's going to be a 123.8, takes him up to P4, a second improvement.
That was quick. You can tell he's probably getting a little bit more comfortable in this rain. As I can see, this is probably difficult for most drivers to be driving this track in the rain. So we'll see what everybody's able to do. And as I think we see, who is on a lap at the current moment?
Katya comes across the line with a 125.1, takes him up to P6. Looks like we have a V-carb driver, is it? Coming across the final corner? Not too sure. Or is it the Red Bull?
FTG is starting a hot lap at the current moment.
So let's go on. Let's go on board with him. Would you like to go through their lap?
Yeah, we can take him through sector 1 right now. He's currently going through, sliding a little bit through this first sector, but he's keeping it somewhat tight, staying in on those corners, and it looks like he's going to keep it tight, turning into the corners right here. Going into third, headed down to second gear, and he's keeping it pretty tight. Not a lot of slipping or sliding for him at the current moment. So looking good for him. Ooh, and a big slide right there through those little S's. So definitely looks like he lost it a little bit going through those corners. And he's got full deployment right now for his overtake. So it looks like he's using that on the straight. Over down into fourth gear, coming into the last section of sector 3. Able to keep control of that. Ooh, goes wide a little bit right there, but still able to keep his times, I believe, invalidate. So coming around the last corner, it looks like he's going to be putting up a 126.1, placing him in P11.
As it was interesting because they weren't using a lot of deployment. So yeah, that was actually, I was pretty surprised that they did not put it in a hot lap or something like that. They had a lot of ERS left in play, so I'm assuming they can go a little bit faster if they actually use their deployment a little bit more.
It'll be interesting too. We got a
As
yellow
we
popping up in sector 2. It looks like everything's okay though.
As I'm going on board with Sweens here, looks like they got another, or they improved on their first sector time, setting a purple first sector. Let's see if we can carry through the middle and the final sectors because we saw earlier that they were the fastest in the first, but Razzle had a comfortable gap to him in the second and third. Would be interesting to see if Sweens can actually keep up the momentum going through sector 2 and 3 as he is 6 tenths up, almost 7 tenths actually, going through the middle sector, a purple middle sector as well, coming through the final set of corners here for Sweens. Going to the last two turns here, a bit of a wiggle there, but nothing too bad. Coming across the line here, sets a time of a 1:23.0, 7 tenths up on his time, takes him up to P2. Still half a second, or 4 tenths behind Surazzle, I want to say.
It looked like Surazzle might have improved his time somewhere because he has a 1:22.5 now. I believe that might be an improvement on one of his times. And also, while that was crossing the line, we had Tin Man cross the line at a 1:24.6, placing him in P8 currently.
Yep, Tin Man Durati will be looking to improve. He's leading the championship at the moment, so he'll be looking to start a little bit further up the grid, not down in P8 to not hamper his chances for a good result here. We shall see how it goes for the Ferrari driver as he's about to go through the middle sector here, turn 8, I think, or 9. I always get confused. Or 7, I think. 7, 8, and now going up to turn 9. Through the second longest straight, I think, on the track. No DRS though. Coming across the second sector, 4 tenths up, which might see him somewhere in the low 120, high 123s rather.
And we'll see if he's able to keep it clean coming out through the rest of this. The rest of the track to be able to put up a time like that, but we will be able to see.
Coming across the line here for the Ferrari driver, it's a 123.9. Takes him up to P8. Not an improvement in terms of position, but improvement in terms of time. As we see, Rainbow Demon has DNF'd. Looks like they binned it somewhere in the second sector, unfortunately. If we take a look, yeah, you can see it right there in the right. They've gone into the gravel, into the wall. That's pretty unfortunate for him. As we take a look at ASAP Loggy now, the Mercedes driver, 6 tenths up on his time. We'll be looking to get into the low 122s here.
Be able to see he's coming in around final area of sector 3, currently keeping it pretty clean, able to take this corner in 6th gear, and then drops down to 5th gear for the final corner. Slides a little bit, but then he's trying to jump up, and let's see, he places P2 currently with a 1:22.8, so definitely able to hit within that 1:22.
Yeah, right behind him, we saw a Speedy Bullet there also hitting the 122.8s. A good time for him. Cost bets, sorry about that, Potty. I wanted to set a bet for qualifying, but then I thought if it rains, maybe I shouldn't do it, before the start of the quali. And then when I saw the rain, I had no idea what times they were going to be. So that's why there's no cost bets right now, live right now. But we shall see. Who do we have on a hot lap at the moment? McRib is going across the final two sectors. Now he's coming back into the pits.
We have a kick car driving around right now. Zarazzle's going back around the final corner. It looks like I think he might be starting a hot lap right now actually for Zarazzle. So we'll see what he's able to do. It still looks like it's raining on the track coming into the final 4 minutes. So interested to see maybe if it does dry up like it was predicted, but currently it doesn't really look like that. As we see Sarazzle sliding through that corner right there in Sector 1, Gaining sector 2, he set up a purple fastest for sector 1 right there, so definitely looks like the track is improving a little bit for him.
Yeah, looks like
Jumps
there
down.
is still rain for the next 10 minutes, so we're not going to get dry during this qualifying session, unfortunately.
So it looks like we'll see what Sarazzle is able to do with his second sector right here. I think he's turning into turn 9 right now, onto opening his ERS, using the rest of that kind of right there on his straight. Coming into the sector 3, we'll be able to see if he can keep it tight. And see what time he's able to put up on the pole position. It looks like he's keeping it clean through those final corners right there. And it looks like he's going to be coming around the last sector, or the last turn right here, going full ERS, and it looks like he's going to put up a 122.0. So still an improvement for Sarazzle on that time.
Yeah, he's
Almost,
flying at the moment.
yeah, almost 8 tenths above P2 currently with Speedy Bullet.
Yeah, let's see what Sweens can do here. He gets another purple sector again. Let's see what the fastest sectors are. As we still take a look at that, Surazzle has the fastest time, with Sweens still having the fastest first sector. But it's Razzle again in the middle and final sector who has been lightning there. So Sweens really needs to get it together if he wants to challenge Razzle for that pole position, especially in the middle and final sector. As we see them going through the middle sector. It says purple, but not sure if it was a full purple though. Going through the final couple of corners through turn 12 and 13. Can they challenge Razzle for that pole position? It needs about a second to make up. So coming across the line here, it's going to be a 122.0. He's only, what is that, 1600s behind Surazzle. What a lap. That is so
Uh,
close.
That is a photo finish for those two right there. Super quick, so you can definitely tell that these drivers are putting it all right now and trying to put up the fastest times they can. Ooh, it looks like we might have looks like Bellini is in the grass currently in sector 2. Looks like his car is okay though, so he might be able to pick this up if he can get around in the last minute to put in a time.
As we see Gustavo improving, but not improving in terms of position, though, as they're still down in P11. That's probably the end of their qualifying session. Let's see here. Who can we go on board next? Speedy Bullet is on a hot lap. Katya is just about to start theirs. Let's go Tin Man. Let's go to Tin Man the Rowdy and see how they're doing. Um, as we see their deployment, they still have a good chunk of their deployment left going through the first sector here as ASAP Locky retires from the session. Not sure what happened to him. I think he binned it going through the first sector, maybe? Because I don't see. Oh, he's actually right there somewhere behind Tin Man right now. So unfortunate for the Merc there. But yeah, as we see Tim Man the Rowdy going through the second sector, up let's see what their second sector split is. Is going to be a 58-0, 6 tenths up, but that's not good enough to challenge for pole position. As Razzle goes even faster with the 121.9 to cement his time for pole position for the session. Tim Mandarowdy going through the final couple of corners, going through turn 13. Can he challenge for pole position, or can he make up enough places to climb up the grid here? Yeah, moves himself up into P7. That's a respectable position for him for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Looks like all these drivers are gonna be trying to fight up to put up the quickest times right now. We have. It looks like Katya's in the pits, so gave up on that lap. Speedy, it looks like is he still on a lap?
Yeah, it
Let's
looks
see.
like he had a purple middle sector, so let's see if he can challenge for that pole. No, it's a 122.2. Takes him up to P3 though. Not too bad. Paul in Hell goes into the pits, so let's see what Scary Terry's been up to. Think I don't know if he is. Yeah, he's going to the pits as well. So that's probably the end of qualifying, to be honest. If we take a look at faster sectors. Razzle now has faster sectors in all three, and the fastest lap as well. So an excellent session for the kick Sauber driver. Razzle takes pole position for the Spanish Grand Prix.
That was a very good lap in the wet for Sarazzle. And also Sweens and Speedy with those 122s, especially in this type of weather. I was hoping maybe we would have gotten a lap or two in the dry at the end, and that could have really switched some of these things up. But with it just raining the whole time, Sarazzle was really able to kind of cement that position.
Yeah, for sure. But close between the top three, though, all within a few tenths of each other. As we take a look at the final grid here for qualifying here, after qualifying, I should say, for the Spanish Grand Prix. It's Razzle, the kick Sauber driver, who takes pole position. Only driver in the 121s, though, with the 121.9, with Sweens in P2. Speedy Bullet in P3 with Katya in P4. ASAP Loggy in 5 with Scary Terry in 6. Tin Man the Rowdy in 7 with Jay in 8. Paul in Hell in 9. McRib in 10. Angel in P11 with Gustavo in 12. Mr. Bow in P13 with Rainbow Demon in P14. It looks like we have a kick sandwich here in the grid for qualifying.
That was a good one right there. I like that.
Let's see here. I'm gonna try and get in a prediction going for you guys before the start of the race. So yeah. But what did you think about this qualifying session so far?
I thought it was a fun qualifying session. I think the rain always throws drivers off. I don't think a lot of drivers practice in the rain when trying to get ready for the race. So I think when it just happens, you just got to go with what you can. And so I thought it was a fun qualifying, watching all these drivers go around. Still a lot of quick times. And when it comes to real race pace and what they're going to see today, you'll never know with pit strategies and everything. So interested to still see how this race will turn up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like D Summer said, could be interesting to see who used actually a wet setup in qualifying. Did Surazzle go with that wet setup, and he's going to be vulnerable in the dry, or was he actually that fast even with the dry setup? So it could be interesting though, as we are going to start the race here. 5 lights. And away we go. Good start from Sweens and Surazzle here. A little bit of wheel banging there at the back of the grid. Paul in Hell and I think it was the other kick driver, but looks like everyone is going out single file, so not too shabby here.
A clean start for all those drivers. That first corner is a tough one to even go side by side with. So.
Oh, we have a spinning Williams here. Not too sure what happened. I did not see how the contact was made, though. That's unfortunate. They have lost a wing. Let's go back up, though. Speedy Bullet and Swedes here going at it in Sector 2. Surazzle has a comfortable lead. He's getting, he's opening up that gap as Swedes and Speedy Bullet are fighting it out here.
And Katya is right there in the fight with that Ferrari. Those top five are all right behind each other. It's just going to take one little mistake for these to all bunch up back together again. So what it looks like, we've got Speedy taking P2 coming into the Sector 3 with these drivers right behind him. ERS should open up in this lap though, so I think that's going to make this interesting for this pack kind of forming right here with the DRS train.
Razzle on the soft tires takes the fastest lap of the race. Let's actually take a look at the tires these drivers have chosen. Razzle is the only driver in the top 8 on those soft tires, so yeah, not surprised that they have been able to open up that gap. Sweens and down to Widjay are in those mediums. Tin Man the Rowdy also making up those positions. We see him doing this time and time again. Qualifying is not that great, but in the race, he comes alive and is able to make that overtakes as he makes another position on Sweens here up into P4, as well as ASAP Loggy also taking Sweens. As we see Scary Terry have a moment here. He's at the back of the grid, not sure what happened to him.
I'm not quite sure. It looks like he definitely has front wing damage though, so Scary Terry is going to be having to pit into this lap.
That's unfortunate as we see the position changes. Sweens losing 3 positions here at the start, as well as Scary Terry, the biggest loser with 8 positions lost. But the biggest gainer is Rainbow Demon, up 6 positions. So that's a good start for the Kick Sauber drivers. It's going well for the Kick constructor at the moment. One is leading by 2 seconds almost, and another is making up those positions.
Yeah, that kick team is definitely looking good. They could definitely score a lot of points for the constructors today if they're able to manage their positions. And Rainbow looks like they're definitely doing a great job right now on the track. So interested to see how they turn up. As we see, there's a lot of close on-track battles currently with some of these drivers.
We'll go on board here with Sweens trying to chase down Tin Man the Rowdy, but yeah, it looks like they've lost the second battle for the second place here for between Speedy and Katya, as they're 2 seconds behind. But Speedy Bullet also is 2.5 seconds behind the leader of Surazzle. Angel making up a few positions here as well. Looks like ASAP Logi and Sweens looking like they're fighting it out. Let's see here. Speedy Bullet and Katya, will she be able to make a move on the Alpine driver going into turn one? Looks like that's not going to happen as Sweens takes another position here over ASAP Logi for P6. As we have yellows, looks like
Scary Terry
yeah,
again in the grass.
losing another wing. I believe they just pit for a new wing and they've lost a wing again. So not going well here for the Haas driver.
Yeah, it looks like I'm interested to see the difference between these softs and medium strategies between some of these drivers, with the leader on a soft and the rest behind him on a medium. If they're going to be changing over to softs or if they're going to be going to a hard tire. And I'm wondering if that's going to play a big role into the end of the race.
As you say that, we'll take a look here at the tire life on this track for to reach about 50%. Softs only last about 9 to 11 laps, whereas the mediums can go to about lap 15. Hards are really the probably the best tire to be for longevity. As Scary Terry retires in the pit, yeah, they weren't having a good time of it, and they decided to call it a day as Katya makes a move for P2. Let's see if there's any rain on the forecast. Nothing for the next 15 minutes. So we're good in terms of, rain playing spoil sport here.
Definitely looks like we've got some of this DRS. Oh, and it looks like Rainbow Demon just had a little bit of a slip up into the wall at the first or turn 3. So unfortunate for the Rainbow Demon out there. I wasn't able to see if they have any wing damage or
Yeah, they
whatnot.
don't have any wings, and they're going into the wall here. So, yeah, not going too well for the kick driver now, as we're back in kick Sauber sandwich, and that was a lag and a half. Not sure what happened there, but we shall go on board with Katya and Speedy Bullet here. Katya is able to open up that gap to Speedy Bullet after overtaking them on the previous lap, but Speedy Bullet will have the assistance of the DRS. They're also looking like they're catching Surazzle as well, as Katya sets the fastest lap of the race with a 1:15.6.
Yeah, Katya's just hoping that they can just pull away from Speedy right now. They don't need any fighting right now between two positions just to give Surazzle more time. So they really got to just start pulling away from Speedy. But as long as Speedy's within that DRS, it's going to be tough for Katya to be able to do that.
As we see Mr. Bow making up a couple of positions, moving up to P9, overtaking Paul and Hal and Whitjay. As we go, there's not a lot of battling going on here at the moment, except for position 2 and 3, and then for P8. 4 drivers there. Good split between these drivers here up at the top for sure.
Yeah, I definitely would have. This definitely seems to be that track when I've always raced it. It brings up these gaps between drivers. It's just a hard track, and once you lose that DRS on one, that group kind of starts flying away. So
Yeah,
we'll be interested to see what the pitting strategies look like, and especially if we get a virtual safety car, that can always change everything up. So
yeah, DRS and Slipstream is OP on this game, so yeah, looks like Speedy Bullet is choosing to stay behind Katya, shutting off their DRS pretty early, I should say. As Potty says, you can get in 6 laps. You've been practicing for the last 6 hours, mate, for and the last 3 days. So, uh, yeah, I would be surprised if you can't do that. As we see Mr. Bow and Mr. Bow actually making up a position over Angel, uh, moving up into P8. A good recovery drive from the Red Bull driver for sure. Started, I think, P13, if I'm not mistaken, but they're up in a P8. A good showing from the reserve driver.
yeah, definitely able to kind of keep up with the pace in this, and definitely showing some good moves out there, taking these positions as Angel right behind him, trying to retake that position for P8. As they're coming into the long straight on Sector 2, Angel's got DRS wide open, so looks like they're choosing to stay right behind.
As we have another yellow. Looks like it was ASAP Loggy who had a moment. No, it was actually Gustavo, his teammate. Yeah, going up that uphill left-hander, right-hander is so difficult. You lose the cars so easily. Yeah, I can sympathize with the Mercedes driver.
Yeah, it's hard to keep once you hit some of these curves on this track. It can get very slippery. So unfortunate, but we're on only lap 8 of 33 right now. So these drivers have a lot of race to still kind of catch up. So we will be able to see if anybody's able to kind of catch up or um, take advantage of pit stops to take some positions when it happens. Because currently it looks like everyone's kind of split up pretty well between P, except P2, P3 are fighting, and it looks like 7, 8, and 9 are all in somewhat of a fight right now. Um, but
Yeah,
very kind of split up field.
yeah, that it's not always the best to watch, but it is what it is sometimes, you know. This is a really a technical track, I would say. So I'm not surprised, as I think it was Rainbow Demon having another moment out of the final corner. They're up in the gravel, so yeah, not they're not having a very fun race for sure. As we see Sweens still in the back of Tin Man the Rowdy and ASAP Logi not too far behind that group as well. So we might have a fight on our hands for P4. And then we got the second group chasing down Mr. Bow for P7, Angel and Paulin Hell.
Looks like we got McRib overtaking Whitjay down for P10 right now. It looked like he made that move into corner one, so making a little bit of an improvement down there for them. Just gotta keep up a clean race.
Yeah, especially after that initial spin, it's a good comeback from the Williams driver. They're into the points now. We'll see how as this race goes on if they're able to catch you know that midfield group of Mr. Bow and the Aston and the McLaren.
Yeah, it looks
Looks
as it looks like I see Paulini's fighting pretty well right now with Angel. He's right behind him, and Paulini has saved a ton of ERS. I think waiting for this long main straight coming up at the end of Sector 3 and starting the track. So we'll see if he's able to make that move as well down below. And we see we also got Speedy fighting right there with Katya.
as we see their deployment ERS or battery. Oh, Katya has a moment though, and Speedy Bullet is able to make up the position. Uh, we see with the battery level here, Katya is only at 22%, but Speedy Bullet, sitting behind Katya, behind the DRS, has been able to conserve a lot of battery. Will be interesting to see if he can use that battery deployment and catch up Surazel, who still has who does not have a lot of battery left. So we'll be interested to see how Speedy Bullet can progress with this race.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I think Serrazo was hoping to happen, was a little bit of a fight between those two, just to build that little bit of gap. And I think it's now for Speedy just to hopefully run away in P2 and start to try to catch up to Serrazo with all of that ERS he saved and gained, and hopefully able to maintain that coming through. But Katya is still within DRS. Actually, she might, or Katya might be out of DRS.
No,
Nope,
they
they
still
got
have,
it.
yeah, barely, I think. But Speedy Bullet, though, he still has a lot of battery, so he might use that a little bit to see if he can open up that gap to Katya and yeah, get that gap over a second. But Katya has been able to hold on to it pretty well. They're still on 28.67% deployment, so not too bad from the V Carb driver, sticking to Speedy here.
I just want to throw out, I'm looking at some of the chat right now. It looks like we got some fans for Sweens and Angel right now. I'm
Ooh.
hoping for the best for their races.
Angel looks like not sure what happened to him, but he was behind Mr. Bow, and he looks like he's dropped out of that battle with him and Paul and Hell, and fallen back into the clutches of McRib for the P9 position. Wondering what happened between them. Mr. Bow is also catching. Oh no, he's not catching ASAP Logi. 8 seconds behind. But yeah, ASAP Logi is still not able to catch Sweens and Tin Man the Rowdy, who are still going at it for P4. Let's see when it will be interesting to see when Surazzle pits because that gap is definitely shrinking up at the top. Speedy Bullet on the previous lap was 3.4 seconds. Oh, we have a spinning Mercedes again on the same corner for Gustavo coming up into turn 11, I think, had a moment and is now down in P12 as
Fortunate for the Mercedes driver.
as we see Paul and Hell actually make. Oh, Gustavo, what happened there? Did he retire? Oh, safety car. We got a
Safety
safety
car.
car. Oh, just as we got off board from Gustavo, looks like he has been it. This has actually worked out really well for Surazzle. Now he can go back into the pits and put on a set of hard tires, maybe mediums, not sure what he'll choose to do. Speedy Bullet and Katya will definitely be going on to the hard tire for sure. And it also brings back someone like a Tin Man, Sweens, ASAP Logi into the picture. So we shall see how that goes. Let's see what's Gustavo. It looks like he hit the pit entry wall. Oh, oh yeah, maybe. That is unfortunate for Gustavo there.
It's a quick pin entry, I believe, right there. It's coming out of that fast corner. Sometimes it's unfortunate. Looks like we also got the top three. Everybody's pitting right now, so interested to see where Serrazo's going with his tire choice right now.
It's the medium tires for the kick salver driver. Looks like Speedy Bullet is on the hards as expected. Sweens, Katya, everybody is on the hard tire. Uh, we shall look at the graphic once everybody pits. As we see, Rainbow Demon actually not pitting, but they're over a lap down, so it doesn't really make a difference, unfortunately, for the second kick salver driver.
Yeah, unfortunate for that, just being in such a tough race currently at the moment, but does look like on the field we have a little bit of a spread between hards and mediums right now, so
As
ooh, and a 10-second time penalty for Rainbow Demon.
Not sure what happened there, but yeah, it is what it is. Let's look at the tire graphic here. We have Surazzle on the mediums, and oh, disqualified for ignoring yellow flags. Wow, Rainbow Demon is out of the race. I think they
Whoa.
were passing people on under the safety cars, but you're not supposed to do that. Which is unfortunate. What? Wait, am I seeing this right? Is Surazzle and Katya disqualified from the session too?
I just saw, I think, oh,
What the hell?
Yep, Sarazzle into the wall.
What the hell is
I'm not
going
sure
on?
what is going on. Yeah,
What?
Sarazzle is out.
Surazzle and Katya are out. The speedy bullet takes. Did it look like they overtook the safety car?
I thought they were behind the safety cars still.
I don't know what happened there, to be honest. It looked like there was a lag and the safety car just jumped in behind. Game glitched. Uh, uh, I'm not too sure what happened there.
That's super weird. I'm not quite sure exactly what happened because I just took out the race leader in P2.
Yeah.
Looks like yeah, it might have just been a glitch in the game, unfortunately.
Oh, is it because I'm not too sure, but it might be because Rainbow Demon dropped out?
Yeah,
Yeah, if you can give us a few seconds here, folks, w we should have to talk this out a little bit. If you can just, uh, yeah, let the viewers know what's happening. I'm just gonna try and resolve this in the chat.
yeah, very unfortunate at the moment. It looked like we might have just had a glitch in the game that just took a couple of the drivers out, unfortunately, under the safety car. So a few disqualifications. It looked like that might have happened to Rainbow, Sarazzle, and Katya. So as Rainbow or Red Devil tries to figure this out in the chat, I think the race is going to be starting as we go right now anyways. The safety car is coming in, so the rest of the drivers are still taking it with Speedy now in first position. So um, once we hear back from Red Devil, we will just continue on with racing once the safety car's in.
I'm just trying to see what the rules are in terms of lobby glitches here, folks. Just bear with me for a second, but we'll go on board. I will like you to take everybody through. I'll keep switching, but I'm just going through the rules here.
Yeah. As it looks like we got the restart going on, and Speedy is gonna look like pulling away a little bit from Tin Man right now. Looks like we have another yellow in Sector 1, but it looks like all the drivers are back on track, ready to go. So, post battle again through the top four. Speedy is pulling away over a second on Tin Man right now. And we've got ASAP Loggy right behind Tin Man coming into the middle part of Sector 2. ASAP Loggy looks like P3 now, coming into Sector 3. Some great moves by ASAP, and it looks like the whole grid is going to be kind of staying together, coming through the end of Sector 3 in a line. We'll see what some of these drivers are able to do. It does look like ASAP Loggy is going to have DRS on Tin Man right now, coming into... It actually just turned on, so it looks like he is right behind him using all of his ERS. Will he be able to pull the move to go in wheel to wheel into turn 2 or turn 1? Ooh, and it looks like ASAP Loggy is able to pull for that position and overtakes Tin Man right there. Good wheel-to-wheel battling right there between those two drivers. As Tin Man is looking to be able to respond in these next couple upcoming corners.
As I take a look at the rules here, I think we might be moving to rewarding half points at the end of the race, because yeah, I mean it was a glitch lobby. We can't do anything about it, unfortunately, but we'll have to settle this after the race because it only happened to like a couple of drivers, which is unfortunate. But yeah, after I think I believe the third lap, we should, I think a half points are awarded, which is unfortunate, but yeah, it is what it is. We'll just go through the race and then look at it afterwards. Unfortunately.
Yeah, that's definitely unfortunate for some of these drivers. Um, that was up there, so apologies to all those drivers that had to deal with the glitch in the game. It's unfortunate. And as we still see, we got a couple of drivers fighting right now. We've got Paulini right behind the Ferrari fighting for P3 currently. Coming into the big middle of sector 2. See if he's still able to. He's right behind his diffuser. It looks like he's going to try to stay there for this next DRS section and possibly make the move. Coming into here, he's got DRS wide open. Looks like he's still conserving his ERS though, so looks like it's just planning on trying to overtake on that main straight. So hopefully Hinman may be able to defend with, he has 70% ERS right now, and also is out of DRS range. Oh, he might have just gotten into DRS range. Let's see. If both of them have DRS, and we'll see if the battle of the ERS can hopefully help either of these drivers. Paulini looks like he's going to be going, he's going to decide to stay behind Tim going into that first corner. Probably a smart move, difficult place to overtake a driver. But they just got to keep up, and it looks like he's doing a really good job of putting a ton of pressure right now on Hinman.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, what happened was a couple of drivers just got disqualified. I think 3 drivers because I believe it was because the safety car glitched out, and then they were just ahead of the safety car, and they got disqualified. Yeah, but anyway, it's unfortunate. We can't tell really what happened until we see the footage. So we might have to wait on that for anything to happen. But we shall see what comes out of it. But as of right now, we will move on with the race, and we'll deal with all of that post race. If we need to do a half points, we'll just do that. But yeah, yeah, it is what it is. The game sucks. We all know that. We just gotta move on. Unfortunately.
It's definitely tough for some of those drivers. So apologies on that. The game needs to get a little bit better in these circumstances, so there's not so many glitches happening kind of in these lobbies, but hopefully it will. And we'll just see who can get the points right now in the race and take advantage of what's happened.
Yeah, for sure. We'll just deal with it. But yeah, let's see here. Speedy Bullet has a comfortable lead, so I guess the battle is for P2 at the moment. McRib has actually done well after starting at the back. They're all the way up in P5. So yeah, we shall see what happens with that one. Looks like we have with J. Angelos Sweens, the unfortunate. I think he lost out a little bit, especially on that restart, way down in P8. Yeah, we'll be looking to make up a few positions though. He's definitely got some pace over someone like an Angelos, so we shall see what happens as Angelos finally decides to pit. I think maybe damage, not sure, but they're up, or Sweens is up in a P7.
Interested to see why they decided to pit. Definitely looks like they have some wing damage and getting a wing replaced right now for Angel, so unfortunate in their race right there. Looks like we got Pollen, VCS Pollen Hell, fighting for that P2 position still. Looks like he's got a little bit of time to gain, about a half second behind ASAP Loggy right now. He's got DRS open, just hoping to gain that little bit of speed coming into this first part of Sector 3 and just stay in DRS range to hopefully make that overtake on that straight into Sector 1. Not a lot of overtakes, though, I've seen on this track into Turn 1. A lot of these drivers have been kind of playing it safe and keeping it clean on that turn. So interested to see when some of these drivers might decide to try to make that move.
Yeah.
As we see Paulini flying down the straight, passing ASAP Loggy for P2.
Tin Man the Rowdy has definitely dropped out of that battle, so not sure why, but I think it's because these guys are on mediums, or at least Paul and Hell is on the medium tires. I think he started on those softs, so he's back up into P2. That safety car worked out really well for him. He was down fighting in for P7, I believe, at one point, and now he's up into P2.
Yeah, those safety cars, once you're able to bunch them back together, it's always it's so much help for some of those drivers that may have had just a little bit of an unfortunate beginning of the race, and it allows them to maybe retake like these positions just like he's being able to do right now.
As we see, McRib not too far away from Tin Man the Rowdy. He's slowly pulling him in. He might as well get into the points. Not sure. As we see, go back to ASAP Loggy. These guys, if they don't fight, they can just pull away from Tin Man the Rowdy just by, with the power of DRS. The lobby is definitely glitchy though. Like I can just see on my end. Do you see cars skipping on your end as well, Fragley?
I do as well on my end.
Yeah,
Um,
so, well, I don't know what to tell you, folks. We shall see what happens at the end of the race. But yeah, for now, we just go on with, what's happened, unfortunately.
yeah, it's unfortunate, and hopefully by the last 10 laps of this race, maybe it can be a little bit cleaner and better for these drivers right now. So um, let's just hope for the best for this last 10 laps for these drivers. We keep it clean and hopefully no safety cars so we don't have that issue again.
Yeah, I think I've seen a lot of safety car issues or glitches. I think in one of the races, a safety car just went into the pits in Brazil, I believe, for one of the tiers. Even when the drivers had not even caught the safety car, not even the leader had caught the safety car. So yeah, I mean, it's EA. What do you expect at the end of the day?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. As we see, though, ASAP Loggy is going for an overtake on Paulini right now. Looks like they're going to be going wheel to wheel into turn 1 as it looks like Paulini had to back out and ASAP Loggy overtook him and took E2 right there.
McCrick as well tried to take a position on Tin Man Dorati, but Tin Man was able to defend that and still keeps P4. Uh, let's see, there's not a lot of other battles going on at the moment. Sweens is trying to catch with Jay about 1.5 seconds away from the Ferrari. A good result for the Ferrari, though. I think if I'm not mistaken, they're the only team with two cars still running.
It looks like it, which might help them, the constructors possibly. But yeah, they might be the only two. Yeah, they're the only pair still making it on the track. And it looks like we're both relatively separated from some of the group, so we'll be interested to see what happens. And we got a Angel turned around in the beginning of Sector 2 right there.
Oh, this is big though. ASAP Logi gets a 3-second time penalty, which that really sucks for him, especially for the fight with Paul and Hell for P2. Uh, yeah, he might have to just settle for P3 unless he's able to open up that gap. We see Paul in Hell. He is on those medium tires though. Let's see what his uh, tire life looks like in a second. He's about 28 and 25% on the left front and rear, but you got ASAP Logi with just 15 and 18. So that will surely come into play at the end of the race, though, for these guys. especially if ASAP Loggy is able to take that gap over a second, he might just pull away and keep that P2. There's still about 10 laps to go, or 9 laps to go after this, so might still be on. The P2 might still be on.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. There's a lot can happen in the last couple of laps, so um, they just got to make sure if ASAP wants to be able to try to keep this position, they either got to start pulling away or maybe yeah, just hoping for that P3 and trying to keep off Tim right now. Um, but also looks like we've got Sweens coming into the DRX section right behind Whitjay right now. He might be looking to. He's pulling an overtake on Whitjay right now, so Sweens goes into P6 into turn 1, so that was a great move. But it doesn't look like Whitjay is going to give that up so easily, staying behind him right there.
As we see go back on board with Paul in Hell. He's still trying to hunt down ASAP Loggy, McRib as well, trying to hunt down Tin Man Rowdy. It will be his best finish of the season, I think, for McRib if he's able to get into the top four. I think top five is still his best finish throughout the season. So yeah.
We'll see. It looks like McRib is, yeah, going to be doing pretty well right there in P5, hopefully staying in DRS range of Tin Man right now. Putting Tin Man into a little bit of a situation. I'm hoping that the DRS isn't going to really cause him too much of an issue right there. Hoping that ASAP Loggy and Paulini, though, their fighting might slow them down so he may be able to catch up. But those two are in a really close battle right now, coming into the beginning of Sector 2.
As Woodjay makes an overtake on Sweens for P6. It looks like these guys are going to be battling it out till the end of the race. We'll go on board back with Tin Man. ASAP Loggy is able to open up that gap well enough in the middle sector for Tin Man to, or sorry, Paul in Hell to not be able to overtake him. But Paul in Hell, he just needs to stick behind ASAP Loggy till the end of the race to get that P2 position.
It looks like, so yeah, a lot of these drivers are finally racing it out towards this end of the track. It looks like we've kind of built a couple of battles between the top 2 and 3 fighting for those positions, even though ASAP still has that time penalty. He could still win on track. So we'll see what they're able to do right there, and also have our two drivers fight in the Sweens and Witche fighting, going back and forth for those positions as well. So
We shall see what McRib is able to do. He's pretty close now behind Tin Man the Rowdy going into Sector 1. Will he finally be able to make up that position for P4? Again, one driver is on those hards and the other, the Williams, is on those mediums. Let's see what their tire wear looks like. McRib is on 35 on those left front and rear tires, and yeah, Tin Man Rowdy is healthy under 20%, so Tin Man should have the pace going into these last 6 laps of the race. As we see with Paul in Hell actually pit, so not sure what happened to him. Let's look at his car. No real damage, it looks like, but oh, looks like they started on the mediums and went back onto the mediums. Can you please check that to see if I'm correct?
yeah, let me take a look. Ooh, he has had a two-stop race, so I am guessing that is his tire change for the race is onto those softs. Um, Interesting little move for that. But we'll see what he's able to do with some of the softs, if he's going to be able to pick up that speed to fight against some of these hards and medium tires for these last couple laps of the race.
Yeah, that effectively he loses out now on P2 definitely. So it's gonna be looks like it's gonna be ASAP Logia and Speedy Bullet for the top two. Will be interesting to see though what happens to P3. McGrib is definitely close. This looks like gonna be the only battle till the end of the race. So yeah, hopefully these guys will be able to give us some action for the last 4 or 5 laps here in the Spanish Grand Prix. Has been an interesting and eventful one though, with the top two or two of the top three uh, disqualifying in the race due to safety car glitches. But yeah, we shall review that at the end of the race. We can obviously restart after 12, 15 laps have already been done, so might as well complete the race and then review at the end.
Yeah, we'll see how that turns out at the end of the day. I feel like it's unfortunate. It happened to me last season, I believe, maybe like one time or something like that. But um, hopefully, it doesn't happen to a lot of these drivers again this season, and we can just try to get this figured out for this race, and just be excited for the rest of the season that's going to be coming up, because all of these drivers have been providing great, great racing. Um, and I'd love to see them do it more. So hopefully that issue can get solved relatively soon. As we can see on right now, McRib is right behind Tim, fighting for P3. They're going to be coming into Sector 3 right now, and McRib was sliding a little bit into that corner right there, the second to last one. But they are coming into the final corner, and it looks like he's going to put his DRS on and go to try to fight for P2 right now with Tim, or P3.
As we can see here, Tin Man has 100% of their deployment left going into the or just coming out of the final sector as Pauline Hill sets the fastest lap of the race. So interesting to see Tin Man's tactics here going forward, because I believe he is saving up in the middle sector to be able to get that extra bit of horsepower down the straight with the help of the ERS.
Yeah, I feel like that's the smartest move on his part, because there's these corners in sector 2 and 3. They're quick, but not a ton of room for overtaking. So might as well try to save some of that ERS, as he's already at 70% saved already for Tim. So we'll see if he's gonna use it for this little bit of a straight in sector 2, but then probably save the rest of it for that long straight, which is gonna be needed because McRib is right behind him right now.
As we see, Paul and Hell with those fresh soft tires is trying to make a position on Sweens, gets the move down, run the outside, up into P6. Let's go on board with McRib. As you say that, he is about half a second behind the Ferrari. The Ferrari moving out of the slipstream. McRib not choosing to go into the slipstream by going out wide. Preferring the clean air. Maybe it's a tactic to get the move done on the final lap. Who knows? Keeping the engine nice and in the optimal temperature before going into the final lap and getting the maximum horsepower out of the engine. That could be a ploy. Not sure, but yeah, he's doing well so far though.
Yeah, he's been able to keep up, and this looks like this is going to be the fight to the end for these two. Um, It'll be interesting to see if he just tries to stay behind to be able to get into the straights, or if his whole goal is to maybe overtake on that last lap. Because this is not the easiest track to overtake on in some of these corners, so we will see what they're able to do. And we do have a caution right now with a Red Bull of FTJ hitting the look like pit lane wall, so unfortunate MSD heads into the pits currently.
As he gets a 10-second time penalty, but yeah, nothing to it's not too bad for him because he was down in P9 with I think 17-second gap or something like that. So it's not going to change their position. He's still in the points. He's going to get P9 at the end of the race. So yeah, or if the results stand, so that's still a looming question as VSC Paul Hell makes the move on the Ferrari of with J up into P5, which is probably the best he can do with just 2 laps to go, or 1 lap after this one, and he's about 8.5 seconds behind the battle for P3. So. Looks like the top two are definitely set in stone unless someone makes a huge mistake. Uh, it's the only battle left on the field that's going to be settled is the battle for P3.
Yeah, we'll see what is going to be happening coming into this last lap for these two as they're entering Sector 3 currently. So I believe McRib is just going to try to put himself in like the best spot for the DRS coming in.
Yeah, I think as we Speedy Bullet has already crossed the line for the final lap, so is ASAP Loggy. Now Tin Man and McRib are going to cross the line here for the final time. Let's see if McRib is able to make up the position. He still does not choose to go into the slipstream, so looks like Tin Man has got this covered. Let's see here what their ERS is looking like for these drivers. Tin Man the Rowdy still has a healthy 56%. McRib as well, so it could be down to somebody making a move on the middle sector in the DRS zone. So we'll keep a close eye on this battle right here.
Yeah, we'll see how these two figure it out and fight it out coming into the middle sector of 2 right now. Ooh, it looks like McRib is right behind. Ooh, it looks like he's going for the overtake on the turn 9 in sector 2 right now. Not able to take it because Man was able to defend that one right there, but this is going to be a fight to the finish as he locks out a little bit right behind Tin Man.
As
They're
Speedy
coming.
Bullet dances his way into the win for the win of the race. We'll go back up on board with this one. Sorry about that. I just wanted to cover the winner as ASAP Loggy gets P2. Let's see if McRib is able to make the move. Tin Man, though, is able to hold him off for P3. McRib, a fantastic drive for him, though, via P4.
Yeah, great drive for all of those drivers, especially those last couple of laps for Tin Man and McRib. That was a little battle to watch between those two.
As McBo gets another 10-second time penalty, and Angel just deciding to throw himself right into the wall in the middle sector. Uh, so, you know, hopefully he can still cross the line. Car's still intact. Maybe you need to hit the wall a little bit harder to take the tire out of the car, but yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
it looks like that's gonna be it for our race today.
okay, he's deciding to go into the pit, not deciding to go to the pit. Might as well cross the line as fast as you can so we can get going there. Wow, look at that. Look at that. 10-second penalty. I'm gonna give you it right here. 10-second penalty. 20. That just went up to 30. 40. 40-second penalty. Remember, stewards. First winning pass. Congratulations. Congratulations, Speedy Bullet. Hopefully the result stands, but we still don't know. A lot of questions up in the air for this one.
Yeah, unfortunate for it, but still great race for all those drivers. Regardless of what happens with the points,
Yeah.
congrats to Speedy for your first win.
As we see here, the podium. Speedy Bullet, first win. And ASAP Loggy, P2, Mercedes, let's go. Happy for him as a fellow Mercedes driver. And then I believe it's Tin Man the Rowdy with his fourth podium in a row this season. The Ferrari is definitely consistent, if not anything else. And he's finishes the race in P3. All right, your final results here. Would you like to take us through the final results here? Oh, I believe my teammate, my co-commentator had to leave, so I'll take you through it. Speedy Bullet wins the race. after starting in P3 with ASAP Logi in P2, Tim Andrade in P3, McRib in 4, VSC Paul and Helvin 5, with Jay in 6, Sweens in 7, Angelos in 8, and Mr. Bo in 9, Gustavo, Scary Terry, Razzle, Katya, and Rainbow Demon all DNFing. Pretty big questions to ask here at the end of the race, but we shall see what happens as we will move on to the interviews. Um, just give me a few moments to set that up, fellas. Just waiting on these guys to join, ladies and gentlemen, as I'm alone in here, waiting for Speedy Bullet. Red Devil, I had to. Angel there with saying he had to stop there. But yeah, very interesting race though. Not gonna lie. Unfortunate what happened with the lobby glitch, but it is what it is. We shall see what happens as we wait for Tin Man and ASAP Logi. Uh, yeah, yeah. Like I said, we do not know what happened at the end of the race right there. We'll wait to hear to see, or during the safety car phase, to be honest, to see uh, what happened. We'll ask the other drivers who are coming on here. We'll review at the end of the race and take some appropriate action for sure. But yeah, as we wait for Tin Man the Rowdy and ASAP Logi to join, we have here Speedy Bullet. Hey Speedy, how you doing?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. First win in cause. Congratulations.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I just wish they would have came in a better cars than the lobby glitch, But I take it. Yeah.
Yeah, we still don't know. We still have to investigate on that. Let's see what happens post investigations, but it's still a win. You can't take a lot of nobody can take that away from you at least. So yeah, congratulations. Talk us through how the race went. Wet qualifying, dry race. Looked like you were about 2.5 seconds off the pace, especially at the first stint with Razzle. But then the safety car, you might have felt like you could have had a chance to come back, even if those guys didn't leave the lobby. So yeah, what did you think about the race?
So basically, like the first stint, it was kind of frustrating at first because I was in a racing bull sandwich. It's only me. My teammate couldn't make it tonight, but it was a racing bull, me and another racing bull. So the racing bull that was in front of me I feel like he was trying to hold me up for his teammate to pass me and stuff like that, so they could pull off. So I kind of took the aggressive approach and stayed on him kind of hard. And once he messed up, I just took advantage of that. And then and then after the safety car, I don't know what it was. Like I don't know if you paid attention. I actually lost a position. I was a second at first, and then they told me to give the dude behind me in third the position back. So I was kind of confused and all that. So I just backed up and let him get in front of him so I won't get disqualified and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
once the safety car started, I mean, once it was going around, it was like I was in third, and so on. And then all of a sudden, I just see people stopping, and and people getting disqualified, and like so.
Hmm.
But the rest of
What was your point of view on that? Because from our POV, it looked like the safety car just vanished, and people were starting to get disqualified. Not too sure what happened there. Did you catch a good glimpse of what was going on track when the safety car came out?
uh, I tried to I tried to like catch the much as I could. It's like the safety car. It was like it was in front of everybody at first, and then it just vanished, and then popped right in front, like behind everybody, and it popped right in front of me to where I was at, and like the first two people was in front of it. So all of a
Hmm.
sudden, that it just disqualified them, and I was just like, I was just confused because I don't like get easy wins and stuff like that. But I was kind of confused with what happened. But then after that, I was just like, all right, well, I just take this as a gift, I guess, and make the most of it.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do anything about it. You did what you had to do. If the race stands, you get the full point. So, yeah, congratulations, man. You did your job and you got the win. So, yeah, nothing more you can do about that, really.
Thank you, bro. I
All right.
appreciate it.
All right, great win. That was Speedy Bullet, folks. P1, congratulations. We'll now go ahead and talk to P3 finisher as ASAP Loggy. Looks like he is a no-show, so we'll go on to Tin Man. Hey, Tin Man, how you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. Fourth podium in a row. Congratulations. How does that feel?
Pretty good. I didn't know if I'd hold on to it because the P4 guy, he was really, really coming. But I knew with him being on mediums
Hmm.
that he wasn't going to get around me. Just from the last sector, he would get too loose there. And I watched him get loose plenty of times.
Yeah.
But I felt like, all right, he's going to stay out because he got close to me again, which is kind of what I was going for. Because I'm like, well, I know if he gets close to me again, he's going to think he can get the advantage, but his tires are going to suck. So he's going to fall off again, which is exactly what happened. So I just tried to give him the confidence that he thought he could pass me so he could stay out on older tires. That way maybe he would have spun and my teammate could have overtook him, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, yeah, great defense there because I was watching your DRS or ERS deployment, and it looked like coming out of the final corner, you would always save up in the middle sector and the final sector, and you would always have 100% going into that last straight or the main straight, and then you would always break his slipstream as well. Was weird because he wasn't, pulling right behind you in the slipstream. But you still managed the race pretty well. Uh, yeah. Talk us through a little bit about that. Like, was that a plan for you to save up the ERS in the middle sector and final sector, and then use it all in the straights?
More or less, like I didn't really know I was saving it as well as I was, but until about like lap 15 or so, I'm like, okay, well, I'm able to conserve a lot through here and still maintain a gap, so that gives me a lot to defend with on the straights, or just not use it to pull away. Sometimes I wouldn't use it just because I saw I had enough gap, even with him using DRS. I knew he wouldn't get enough space picked up to go for it unless he lunged it, and at that point, I knew he was dive bombing, so that wouldn't hold. So I'm like, well, as long as he doesn't try anything crazy, then I can just keep doing what I'm doing.
Yep, yep, for sure. You did what you had to do and got that third position. Did you catch a good glimpse of what happened in the safety car? Because it looked like, from our point of view anyway, it looked like the safety car just disappeared. But I don't know if it was on my end or on like others' POV because it's pretty hard to tell when you're like commentating as well as uh, you know, um, trying to catch see what tires are people are putting on and whatnot. So yeah, maybe you got a good glimpse of what happened there to tell everybody
Uh,
at home.
what I saw is whoever it was, they retired the car or whatever, and I saw that car pull off. And what I think was going on is the safety car overtook it, but it was trying to allow people to overtake the lap car or something. I couldn't read exactly what was popping up on the top of my screen because there's all kinds of different alerts popping up because of whatever was happening. But I saw that
Hmm.
car pulled over that way, and as soon as that car pulled off, I wasn't even maybe 3 or 4 seconds after that, I saw the safety car jolt back to like right in front of P3, And then I watched it jump back up again in front of P1 and P2. Then it jumped
Wow.
right back again.
Wow.
And then it disqualified them, I guess, said it because they passed the safety car. So I mean, I don't really know what happened. I don't really know if we can. I mean, it's more or less a game glitch, I guess. But if the person waited to, I think, retire the car until they got around, I don't think it would have happened.
Yeah, yeah, that was just unfortunate. We'll have to review it, see what happens, if it's if we have to do a rerun, we do a rerun. If we award half points, we award half points, or we have to go by the rules again, and then or if we deem it, it was actually a glitch on their end and not everybody, then the race stands. So, yeah, yeah, like I said to Speedy, you did your job. You did what you had to do and brought the car home in P3. So congratulations on
Yeah,
that.
and just speaking of that, Speedy, I just want to give you a hats off to you. We gave a good little fight last week, and well, I didn't give you a fight this week, but good pull away. You did great today. Good job.
Appreciate it, buddy.
All right. That was Tin Man, folks. Thank you. We'll see you next week. Hopefully, again in the podium, maybe. Or I don't know if you want to give anybody else a chance to come on the podium, but we love having you here. So, congratulations to you. Congratulations to Speedy as well.
Thank you very much. I plan to keep coming here.
All right.
Thank
All right, folks. Just hang on a second before we move on. All right, folks. That it was round four of AM3. Yeah, we saw a mix of everything there in the race. We saw a little bit of rain, a little bit of dry. We saw lobby glitches. We saw controversy, but at the end we still had to make progress because we weren't sure if that was a lobby-wide glitch or it was, pertaining to a single driver. We completed the race, and Speedy Willett took the win. ASAP logging P2, and we had Tin Man out in P3. So congratulations to the podium. Information will be out on what the next step is shortly, but EA, well, what can you do at this point? So, but we move on. Uh, I think next week we are going into round five of the AM3 Championship. We are going to be up in Canada, I believe, for the Canadian Grand Prix. So make sure to catch us for that same time next week on Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow we have more action in Contest to Speed with AM2 and EU2. EU2 at 9 p.m. UK, 4 p.m. Eastern, and then we have AM2 at 9 p.m. Eastern, and I believe it's 2 a.m. UK. I'm not too sure, but yeah, make sure to follow us on, follow us on Twitch. Make sure to join the community with the link provided, and hope to see you all in the stream tomorrow. Also, make sure to join the community, like I said, and there's still a couple of spots open. AM3, even though we saw only 14 drivers tonight, we still have a full grid. Hopefully, we see more of them coming back in tomorrow. But we always accept reserves, like you saw today. If you were reserving, you could have filled in. We still have a couple of spots in AM2 and AM1, I believe, as well as a couple in a couple of the EU tiers. So yeah, make sure you get yourself in. And yeah, with that being said, see you all next week, folks. Thank you from Fragley as well, and myself, Red Devil. See y'all.